Okay.
So let me officially say thank you to you once again. So when I began with this work about on 22nd of March, I didn't think, and even right now I'm not thinking, that we were going to have a lockup till so long. It just felt more like there's something that's happening and things will open up and my life will come back to normal and your life will come back to normal. Somewhere this has become the new normal. I don't know whether to feel sad about it or feel happy about it, because I do want my life back. I do want to get out of the house and I do want to go out and see happiness, not people with masks on their face. It, to be really genuinely, it feels scary when I look at people with masks on their face. It feels like something is really, really not the way it should be. It feels like I'm in a hospital. And how do I explain that to my four-legged baby that, you know what, we can't go out, we can't do so much, and we can't do all this, and we have to have a restriction in our movement and stuff like that. Some things that I can't even explain to myself, I need to be explaining to and keeping that face and saying everything is actually okay. And is that authentic? Dr. Kwesi, if he was here, he did say hi to Christa and he was saying he wanted to be here. And there are so many other people who wanted to be here, but because of the time difference, they are having a challenge. So during this whole journey, I approached Christa and I've only heard her name. I've heard her name with so much of love for the from the community. Whenever Dr. Kwesi talks about you or anybody else, there's only gratitude and love that I hear in their voice for you. I haven't met you personally, but I know that you're an amazing person, because behind people's back, people don't talk nice things. But whenever they've spoken of you, and it's been more like, wow, she's an amazing person. And it wasn't about just your qualifications. It was about the passion that you hold for your work. It was about the love that you hold for your work. I would really like you to, Christa, tell people what you really do, because I may not be able to do justice to that, because that's what you do. So I am beginning a new friendship here. I'm beginning something so beautiful, so amazing, that I'm hoping this relationship will go for a lifetime. Thank you so much for accepting my invite. Thank you so much for being kind enough to give us this opportunity. This is session number 62. We've been going on for I don't know how long. Thank you. Over to you, Christa. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. What beautiful words make me shivering and like goosebumps. It's so nice to hear that. And yes, I would have loved to know you personally already for a long time. Many of the Meta Health practitioners as well. I saw Meta Health growing during all the years. I was the first, together with Johannes and with Dr. Bader, Anton Bader, and we started the whole thing in 2004, I think it was. So I gave a talk and Johannes came to see my talk and came afterwards and said, would you like to be part of Meta Health? And so that was how the whole thing started. And I came in 2000, I studied already with Dr. Harmer, because I was so intrigued to understand the real cause, root cause of every disease. I wasn't satisfied with what I got told in the school, in naturopathic school. So I'm naturopath since 30 years. And I started straight away with my microscope, and I was using my microscope because I wanted to see what's happening in the blood, in the live blood, when I change the lifestyle or when I give remedies. I couldn't just watch from the outside. I needed to know it from the inside. I wanted to know every single detail. And that made me, of course, kind of an expert because of the pleomorphism. I can watch, I can observe bacteria and fungi in the blood, and I know what to do and how that's changing in the blood and what the client does to change the blood. So that was so important for me. And when we started, and in 2000, when I was studying with Dr. Harmer, that came together then, my pleomorphism together with the understanding of meta-health, with all the germ layers and where the bacteria are. And when we started with meta-health, I was the only one who brought that into the whole community. And I know it like it was yesterday when I gave my first lecture about the bacteria and the cycles of the bacteria and everything. And the whole group was kind of NLP masters, and they had no clue what I was talking about. So it was funny. And yeah, along the way, it was always me that contributed with all the bacteria and the pleomorphism and how everything can change upwards. But if we change our habits, our lifestyle, our diet, then the bacteria turn back into an symbiont living with us, always in favor of us. There is never anything that wants to hurt us. So, and then the next step was, of course, there was always this emotional part behind, and you probably all know how difficult it can be sometimes to address emotional trauma, because the trauma is kind of a signaling sitting in the tissue of our bodies, even though the negative load is already gone. Every cell membrane change, they renew constantly, and with the renewal, the toxins leave the body. So our organ never keeps those informations, but the signaling is still there. So, and to address the emotional part, we can tap and we can talk and we can address it and we can scream and everything like that. But most of the time, but that's my experience, the mind was always kind of involved. So for me, then I started with frequencies, because frequencies are able, I'm working with 144,000 frequencies, so they have been able to address the exact right area. So for example, if someone has a lot of traumas and injuries, there is scar tissue in the body, and that doesn't leave the body. So now when I'm using scar tissue frequency, then I can dissolve the scar tissue from the inside out, and the electrical body starts to renew. So that was one thing that I'm working with since 15 years. And now with the little device as well, since a couple of weeks as well. And last year I was so excited because I found something so creative what I want to share today with you. Something creative that allows us to take this controlling mind a little bit away. You know, we always think what we should do or what we have to do or things like that. And the mind always controls a little bit where we go and where we have to go and what we have to do. And we have little triggers inside of us that really work sometimes like blockages. And last year I came across NEUROGRAPHIK, and NEUROGRAPHIK is something I will share with you. But first, I will show you a little bit with these restrictions, with this lockup. Then I share with you what NEUROGRAPHIK is. And then I would like to expand your space with NEUROGRAPHIK, with new brain areas, neurons, and synapses.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Pleasure to give you, they physically can lock us down, but they can't lock down our mind and our brain. And the moment we start to expand the brain, is when creative ways open and we don't feel the sadness, but what you wanted to feel, Anu, is we will feel the happiness and the joy. And that's what we're gonna do, okay? Okay, so I share my screen, I give you a little PowerPoint, and then we start. Okay, you need to give me permission to share the screen, Anu.
You have the permission. You have the permission over here, because nobody's. You just have to go and share. It happens.
It says the host has the screen sharing deactivated. I can't share. It says.
Okay. Okay.
Make me the host.
Just see. Just see. Is it working now?
Hang on. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's see if I can take the pictures a little bit by side, or you can do that, Anu, can you?
What do you want me to do? Make the pictures smaller or bigger?
Yes, perhaps on top.
It's
perhaps the face is on top on a, or take it totally away so that we don't see.
I'll do that.
So that you can see the full screen.
Okay, just give me a minute.
Can you see the full screen, or do you see the faces?
I see the full screen.
The full screen, yes.
You see the full screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. All good. Okay, what we're going to do today is neurographic coaching, and our theme for today is expand your space during restrictive times. And that doesn't only belong to now coronavirus, but you can use that all the time. And what you can see here, two little men sitting in a box, and they ask themselves more and more questions about what is the world, why are we limited? And sometimes the helplessness comes through when they say, well, we have just to accept what is, and you know what the rules and regulations are, but I'm not really happy. So, and that makes most people uncomfortable. It makes them feel unwell, they feel helpless, they feel restricted, and they sit in the box, no matter which box, you know, sometimes the box is a little bit bigger, but sometimes it's smaller. And people then start to fight for it, and they don't know what to do. So sometimes they even fight against themselves, and they try all kind of things, you know, to escape the situation, and they try to find an answer with their mind, with their logical mind, and then they find out that doesn't work at all. And at one stage, people start really to ask, must there be not another way? There must be another way. It can't be that we just feel helpless and that we are on our own. It must be a way that helps us to go out and not to feel the whole situation as a problem of the world and as a misfortune for ourselves. So we start to become more creative, right? We start thinking more in a creative way. So then one of the little men said, yeah, the world is not the problem, you are the problem. So, and then they start meditating, and they think, I have to work so hard on myself to get better, and I need to learn to meditate, to find my shadows and all of that. There's a coffee machine in the back or something. So, and then at one stage they are so angry, people get so angry and disconnected and fearful that they find a way, you know, by accident. Sometimes they find a way, and there is a hole in the whole box, and they find there is light out there, and they're asking themselves, oh gosh, what is it? And sometimes they even have fear to let go of the restrictions, because we are so used to restrictions that we fear more to step over the boundaries into the light than just to stay in that box what we are so familiar with for ages and years sometimes. So now with that, sometimes they become curious, and this is what we want to do together now. I want to offer a solution for you where you create new neural pathways. I just see that I wrote it wrong. It must be not but neuro pathways in your brain. And I will show you how we can have access to our brain without using our logical mind, but going into the flow and to start just to be in the flow. NEUROGRAPHIK helps us to create our goals, our reality, our dreams, and our chances as well. So together we create new realities. As you can see, there is a brain with the synapses and all the connections between the synapses. And the more pathways, the more neural lines, the more synapses are connected, and the more we have a web where we have access to creative solutions. And Professor Dr. Pavel Piskarev, he's a Russian professor, psychologist, and much more. He's as well architect as well. And he started with psychology of creativity. So what we are doing now, we are going to put that onto paper. And what we need, I need you to be a little bit curious, open, wanting to have fun. You need a white paper, you need rainbow colors, you need a dark pen, and of course, let's have fun together. Okay, I stop that. And I need to come back because now I'm going to share my screen. And I hope you can see that. Okay.
Yes.
Can you make me full screen so that everyone, or is it already for you?
It's already full screen. You're full screen.
You see only my paper now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to start? So what you need first is you need the dark pen, and that what is important in neurographic is we are using bionic lines, and bionic lines means in nature nothing is really straight, so we don't use straight lines, but we use lines like you see on the border from an ocean or in the forest, or wherever you look, you always see these bionic lines. So now we start on our paper. What we want to create first is a line in the lower third of our paper. So, and you just follow, and you can see how I do that. It's not a straight line, it's just a line that's in movement. And on that line, let's say that's the ground, and what we want to do now is to draw the box we are in. Okay, so this is the box.
Do we have to follow you and do it along with you?
Yes, please. Yes, that's the fun. You just follow me, you just do it with me together. And you
do we have only black pen?
Manorama, I put it on the group. You need black pen and colored pens.
Yes, first the black, and at the end we are using then the colors, but only at the end. First we combine the picture, and at the end then we start coloring it. Okay.
Everybody please mute yourself. Thank you.
So, and you create your box. You have your back box where you feel here is it where you are in right now in that present moment. Okay? And breathe and have a feeling. How does that feel? So I can just feel right now when I'm drawing the box, I really can feel kind of heaviness and sadness as well. I can feel there is so much space around, and I have to sit here, and that makes me sad and thinking of other people, elderly people, sick people who are not able to see someone. That really restricts me and takes even my breath a little away. So when you have that feeling of feeling restricted in our mind, and you feel that inside of you, let's start with the first arrow, and not arrow, like a rainbow. What is that called? It's a bow. Okay, a bow. So we expand our space with a bow, and we need 7 bows because we are using the rainbow. And you see already the first, and I have the feeling, oh wow, yeah. With my pen and with my thoughts, I am able to expand my space. I'm not restricted on the paper and in my mind and in my emotions to stay there. And then I make a second one. And that feels even nicer. I can even expand more. How are you feeling? What's going on in your
Feeling
world?
really good. You can follow it, like really can feel that expansion happening.
Good. And now I can feel, yes, it would be really nice to have even more space. And we go and we just make the line a little bit bionic in having it a little bit not little waves and unexpected lines where we come in. That feels already much better. And of course, we can use another. And we go for another bow. And we breathe. Don't forget breathing. And we breathe and we feel what does that with our mood, with our space, with our hand, with our emotion, with our awareness. What does that do when we expand and we connect to the space around us? Even though it looks like we are locked up, but we are free to expand on a different level. And whatever our thoughts are creating, we are able to manifest it. As you know from quantum physics, the moment you observe is the moment where we can manifest. And the more people together are creating that space, the more the possibility is that we can expand, and then lockdown will be over soon. And we are able to create another bow. And with every expansion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, we still need 2 more. With every expansion, you take a deep breath. Who wants to restrict us? With what right do they have to restrict us? We are so much more powerful in our heart and in our thought. We are the creator of our life, and we just manifest it in drawing it. And we have another. We are going even further out there. How does that feel? Any sensations in your body, perhaps? Can you breathe? Is it getting easier to breathe? Is something happening in your body? In what area? When you draw, just observe yourself as well. And we need a last one. Seven chakras, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 levels of space we expand, and we just feel the feeling. How are you feeling? Everyone with me?
Can you write down in the chat box, how is everybody feeling?
Sure.
Thank you. I feel like crying. It's so beautiful.
Yes, allow the flow. That's okay,
Yeah.
because it just allows the emotion to open up for our own space, our individual space. And now I would like you to find 3 resources you personally have. Like, for example, and we will place those resources on the ground. So first we are creating like an earth underneath. And now I choose 3 circles, and the 3 circles, they stand for resources I personally have. 1, and I don't know at the moment what resource it is, but we will come to that point when we draw, and it will come to our mind. Every single person has resources to cope with the restriction and to go over the restriction. And I just have the feeling this is my personal inner peace I have, because I am connected and I connect myself to the earth with a line, and always the lines are unpredictable. It's like a wave, like bionic. And if I go into that peace and think and feel of surrender, that makes me feel happy, and the peace and the surrender allows me to think that there is something higher behind, and that the connection with God and with our higher self knows exactly why this all has to happen, perhaps to wake us all up so that we get creative, that we find new ways of coming together like we do right now. And then for me, I have a resource that is called flexibility. you use your own. You tune into your heart and you find what is your resource. So flexibility is something that I know I can adapt. Our body is designed to adapt to every situation, to every circumstance. My body is able to be creative. My body is able to cope with any situation, even if sometimes we don't understand in the first moment what it is all about. But if we dig deeper and if we stay with our heart in it, it's most of the time very clear. And another resource is mindfulness, what I got. So what are your resources? Perhaps you like to write it in the chat. What resources do you have and developed, and what is the beauty for you? What came out for you in this lockdown and in the whole corona? Was there something positive, like new friendships, strength, hope, courage? Yes. Feeling sleepy? But that's a nice thing as well. Sleepy is the vagal tone, the parasympathetic state is activated. That's beautiful. New learning. Yes. Happy and relieved. Good. Take a deep breath and perhaps a sip of water. And now what we want to do, we want to expand, we stretch everything we got out into the space. And we do that from the middle of the box we are in, and we are just going from the box out to the corner of the paper. And we can feel how that is in our body if we stretch so far. We can make little pointers. Yes, space is out there. I am not restricted in my imagination. I'm not restricted in my thoughts. I'm not restricted in love. I'm not restricted in connecting with people. There are other ways to connect. And sometimes it's even more beautiful to say, hello, I'm thinking of you. And Corona made us a little bit slow down as well, right? And out of the blue, we have more time and we have more space together with the family, for example. So when we live in one household, we can play with the children. We can play games together like we did in our childhood. And you just stretch yourself into the space. Loved ones, unity, faith, friends, family bond, willpower. Yes, everything is beautiful. And that was what is the most beautiful of NEUROGRAPHIK is anytime when there are lines crossing, this is kind of a either right or left. So what we are doing now, we start to harmonize it, and we harmonize that through, I show you separately. So if you have two lines crossing, so we don't want to stop it here. So what we do, we just make it round so that whatever, and it looks like a synapse, right? So whatever signal is coming in, it can go in all kind of directions. So this is what we do now with our lines. And you can see how I do that. So I want to have the lines all connected. And whatever idea is coming, whatever creative possibility is coming, the synapses are there just to flow. There is no blockage, there is no restriction. And while you are drawing, perhaps you find out you have different thoughts. While you are drawing these neural pathways, and you can feel the flow. Out of the blue, you know, nothing is static. Everything flows. Everything is beautiful. And most of things are only in our mind. Our mind is the most restrictive part of our system, and at the same time, the most creative part if we are using it, if we are able to get access. Don't forget breathing. While we are building the synapses for our brain. How are you feeling?
Liberating.
Breathing.
Liberated.
Good.
Liberated.
Liberated. Mm-hmm. So we are not restricted in our mind. We are not restricted in our feelings. We are able to use our human given gift, which is creativity, and to uplift us and to support us and to create a new reality. In quantum physics, you know, everything is potential, everything is a wave. And only the moment when we observe it, when we observe the shift, the change, then it can happen. As long as there is no observer of a change, change is not there. Because the materialistic world collapses out of the wave, the potential wave, we could say even light particles, neutrinos they are called. And when they collapse into the space, then we create reality for us. And that potential is free for all of us. This is why when we have mass meditations, this is so powerful, because through the meditation and through the right intention of the meditation, we are able to create this new reality. And I don't know if you know that from, I think it was Hiroshima, where there was a group of monks sitting in the middle of the space meditating, and they had nothing. The bomb didn't go to them. It was just like they created a space around them that didn't touch them. And this is the same like here. Some people look like they are invisible. And the secret of that is if I don't see restrictions, if I see only potential and to follow potential, then things will change for us. Does that make sense?
Guys, please put in the chat. Thank you. Yes, it does make sense.
Yes, the happiest moments. Yes. And happiness is something that belongs to us. That what we are is happiness. You know, no matter what's happening around us, in meditation we have access to it. And the longer we meditate, the more we have that as a constant feeling in our back, kind of. So the observer who is with us and is happiness. The happiness is our real being. This is what we are, no matter what is happening around us. And meditation, the practice of meditation is to get access to that knowing. So awakening is nothing more than to recognize that this is who you are. This ever-present being of happiness, observing, being free. Our mind is free, our space is free. Whoever wants to restrict us, they know our brain and our mind is much more powerful. This is why they try to restrict us and to say you are not allowed to. But they can't stop our thoughts. And I see it at the moment like it's a fight between, am I able to look to the potential and to think in a positive, creative, structured way? Or am I allow others to tell me what I have to think? The moment you can put everything into NEUROGRAPHIK, so we have many different modalities for it. So this is expansion of the space, but there are other models we can use, like resources, like unload conflicts. We can unload conflicts in the brain on the paper. So they can perhaps restrict us physically a little bit, but our powerful mind is able to overcome that restriction. There's no way they can hold us back from doing our neural pathways and to create new possibilities for us. How would they have access to it? No way. How do you feel with your expansion? Good?
It's very, very good.
Good. And what we want to do, of course, is we want to connect our resources with that space as well. So now we are going through and connect our resources. All the way through. And don't forget breathing, and get in touch with your resource and how you would like to connect the resource to this field of potential we are just creating. And we do that together. You know, we have power. Even all of us are sitting in their own space at home. but we are now connected through the morphogenetic field. And we are creating a space for it. Oh, that feels really good. And if you can, try to connect your resources up, follow the lines, and if your pen wants to go a new line with the resource, then just follow that impulse, because that's the impulse from your subconscious mind. And you follow just up. And I have the feeling I would like to create some light as well, because that what we are connected to is our sun. And let's have a sun here. And with the sun, sun rays, and let's bring in some light. Father, Sun, always there. Okay. I feel pretty happy with my expansion. And with NEUROGRAPHIK, it is like you can go over the picture tomorrow again, and you will see if there is something you would like to add or to change or to harmonize. The most important thing is the harmonization, so that you have all these synapses everywhere, the connection. How are you? How is everybody? Can you type in a little bit how you feel? How far are you with your picture? Any sensation in your body? Nice, okay. How do you feel about your space? Emotional, okay.
I didn't realize I was so restricted.
Sneha, do you feel emotional happy or emotional sad? New thoughts are coming. Yeah. Peace, contentment, abundance. Yes, we can create everything. We have so many potentials to use. Okay. If you are ready, a little bit on the happier side. That's good. Let's make it happy now in using the colors, because the colors, they give you the light and the happiness. And we start with the box. And the box we are creating like our root chakra, red. And because it is a box, the box always gives us security as well. So to be in the box is not only bad, you see, so it gives us a kind of stability. It is our home. It is our castle, so we say in Germany. My home is my castle, and it is the place where I'm home, where I belong. And I want to connect that with peace as well. Just a little bit. Yeah. And now we are going in the first bow. And the first bow, now we are going for orange. And it's good you can go over the other colors so that we just blend in a little bit. And have a feeling, what is the color red? What does that in your body? What does the color orange in your body? How do you feel with the color orange? Orange and red gives me happiness, gives me a nice feeling. And you just take a yellow is the next. And you can use different yellows if you like to. If you have children, probably you have many colors. And I just feel I would like to have a citron, lemon, yellow with it as well. And I can feel the space. Can you feel the space? Yes. Yellow is happiness, is light. It's connection, it's communication. Red often is fire, it's the root chakra. Orange helps us with cravings. But orange is something that gives us a nice mood. And if someone has yellow in the aura, these are people who like to communicate with others. And then the next one is going to be a light green. How are you going with the colors? Is there another feeling to it now? How do you feel when you go into the expansion with the color?
Please put it in the chat boxes, guys. I'm feeling very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly feeling my whole field is expanding.
Yeah. And it reminds us a little bit in times when we have been children, happy, no worries, you know. Our parents took care of us and we have been so free. And in the flow, and time flew by so fast. Even if it was 2-3 hours, it went really fast along. And then we are using a darker green. Living in the moment, love it. That's what it is. And forget for a moment, you know, what we are experiencing at the moment. Then we are going to a light blue. Don't forget breathing. Listen to your body. Is the body telling you something while you expand your space? While you allow all colors, all frequencies, colors are frequencies as well. While you allow all the frequencies to come into your space, full of abundance, no restrictions right now. No one who could even hold us back. No way. Then we are going to a darker blue. Don't forget breathing. Breathe into the belly. And get a feeling for it, how you expand your space. And it looks like this is a simple coaching technique, but it goes quite deep because we are activating our brain using the new pathways. How are you feeling? Okay? All
Amazing.
good?
Yes, brilliant.
Good. Some left us. Didn't want to paint. We have a huge movement in Russia. This technique, this neurographic, is happening now for 6 years. So it's pretty new still. And of course, most of the neurographic teachers and specialists are in Russia. But last year, at the beginning of 2019, they started to bring it to Germany and Switzerland. So now we have neurographic in Switzerland and Germany.
And now it's coming to India as we speak.
And with me, it came to Australia because I did the studies last year in Switzerland online. And because I'm not speaking Russian, so I had to wait for the German translation. But slowly they are going to America and Canada soon, I think.
Wow.
And Piskarev, Professor Piskarev, a really lovely man. Yeah, he got the professor for it, and he got the lines are even called after him. So Piskarev lines. Originally it was neurolines, but now it's called Piskarev lines because that's the invention from him.
I actually feel something moving inside my brain, actually. That's how it feels.
Yeah. Are some thoughts coming? Or?
It's as if, there's heaviness and then lightness. It's a feeling.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I feel too. When I do the paintings, when I did the specialist, I had to paint many, to draw many pictures with all the different themes and things. So I was drawing every day long to get my certificate. And I had over 100 pictures that I have drawn. But it was so changing in the mind, like it's difficult to explain because it works even in dreams. So you paint something, you draw something, and at night you have special dreams sometimes, depending on the theme, of course, what we are drawing.
How
But
can we learn this more? How can
well, the basics I can teach. So
wow. Yeah,
I can share the neuro tree, for example. The neuro tree I really can share and teach.
That would be lovely. That would be lovely. If we can create number of people who want to learn, would you be open enough to teach?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful.
Would be fun.
Yeah.
And children they love to do that in Germany. So all the specialists, the children of them, they are so, they have a problem. You can bring every problem to paper. There is nothing you can't put on paper. So we have all the different techniques to use that.
I would love to learn this, and let me see how I can create a group for you. That would be.
And you can use that with your clients, because clients often they have difficulties to talk, but the moment you have that on paper, it's changing. Something is just changing and getting into a new direction. And the moment they paint, they open up even more to talk. Sometimes it's not easy to communicate, stuff that happened in life.
Yeah.
But while we draw, we have access to different areas of our brain. And the moment we have access to that, then we can release it on the paper. There's a special technique to release conflicts as well.
Wow.
Today it's all about space. So I think I would like to put the ground here as well. Creating our own space. Are we in time? We are in time?
Yeah. We have all the time. Time is the only thing people have nowadays.
You are so right. Yeah.
It changed. People don't ask anymore, do I have time?
Yeah. That's so true. But it's nice as well. We are just not used to it, right?
Yeah.
It feels a little bit strange at the beginning, but yeah. Okay, and now I want to see what color do I want for my piece, and I think I'm going for green. And flexibility, I think that's orange. Ah, yeah. Are you all with me on the same?
Can you all please write down where you are? Are you in the same space?
With you, okay? Good. And I would love to have blue, dark blue for my mindfulness. Okay. So this is your space that you created. Whew. Okay, and now if you are with me, you need a little bit thicker, the pen a little bit stronger, or you just follow the line more than once. So what we are doing now, we are activating now. We are activating the whole thing with a special line, and I show you. I just go through where it leads me. I'm not thinking, I'm just going. It's very dark, strong dark, and that gives a little bit structure. And the intention is, there is where I want to go. And I can feel how important it is right now for me to breathe deeper. Oh, so good to expand. Whatever was sitting on my chest. I just let it go. Into the color, into the space, upwards. Lifting. Nice sound. Sound of drawing. I'm working with a couple of cancer clients at the moment, and all of them are painting with me, using the drawing to release the tension of the body, of the cancer, to create new ways where they want to be at the end of the cancer. Open space, the lungs. Okay, I think that's pretty much what I feel I want to. And what we do then, if you are at that stage, what we want to integrate is oxygen. And now we are creating little bubbles wherever you have the feeling there could be a circle or a bubble. That's too thick. Or two. Oxygen. So we breathe, we get oxygen, air, fresh air. And you just can feel it when you look on your picture. You can see where they would like to be a bubble, where they would like to turn up a little circle of oxygen to feed me along the way. With air. And take always, when you have the feeling, take a deep breath. How are you feeling?
Very connected.
Good. Yeah. It's good. At my end, okay. If you are ready, perhaps you would like to even share and hold it into the screen that you created as your space. Can't stop drawing oxygen.
You can open your cameras, guys, and please display what you've done.
Oh, wow. Great. Beautiful. We have a lot of artists here. Oh my God. Beautiful. Really nice. Good. That's beautiful. Yes. You are talent. You have all of you have talent. With some people, it's not easy to get the neurolines, so this little wavy, unpredictable line happening, and you do that naturally. Mm-hmm. Powerful colors. Okay. Any questions? Any ideas? Any thoughts?
Why
Anything you
don't
would share?
Okay, let's probably start with Newton. Can you share how you're feeling? Please unmute yourself.
I'm feeling really very nice. This is so amazing. I'm just looking at my own creation and feeling so happy. Like a child, I'm feeling like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I've created after so long time. I'm really enjoying this moment. It's like completely stress free. I'm not thinking about any worst thing in this world, what is happening outside. I'm just being here in this moment. This is really amazing. Thank you so much. There's one question I wanted to know. Is that okay if we allow the client to use whatever the choice of colors if they wish?
Yes. Normally, so I have chosen now the rainbow because that has, all the different layers of our chakra. But there are many models in neurographic where you choose intuitively your color, and there is even more happening inside of you. But we don't have to like a coaching where we would like to have problems pop up. Today we would like to have joy and happiness and fun and expansion to come up, to share the happiness and not the sadness of Corona.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Aarti, would you share, please? Thank you.
So I really felt very good. I had really dark colors because I had the felt pens, so I was like, okay, it's going to be dark. And I'm not a dark person at all. Like, I don't like dark colors. But I really liked creating this darkness that I've created, this brightness and the colors that I've created. And it got me a lot of joy. There was a lot of relief that I felt in between. In certain colors, there was more of happiness when I was doing. In certain colors, it was more of emotions coming up. So it was very nice. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sharing.
Brinda, would you please unmute yourself? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so here's my drawing there.
Beautiful.
Yes.
What happened to me in the process was actually it was like shattering of glass and I could hear it breaking. So there were some preconceived notions that I had, and I think I can create new realities. So thank you so much for that. So yeah, that's been my takeaway from the past hour that we have spent together.
You're welcome. Beautiful.
Wonderful. Okay. Lata, could you please share? Thank you. Lata, could you please share?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Hi. So, yeah, thank you so much, Krista. This was real. There was a point when I felt that there was something shaking inside me. I almost felt like I'm losing my balance, a little floozy, and so I could, sense that there was something happening inside, and that kind of made me more invested in this drawing. And I liked the points when you said, look at resources, when you suggested, the synapses being connected, when you suggested feeding oxygen into the into these the chain. All of that were very telling moments in terms of what was happening. And thank you so much. I can really see how this can be a great way to activate our brain when we're feeling low. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Brilliant. Alka, could you please unmute yourself? Thank you. Alka. Okay, let's go to Sneha.
It was a beautiful experience. And while I was doing this, I realized that there was so many emotions coming forth, and especially when we were looking at the 3 strengths, I realized that there was just a smile on my face, and I realized that, oh my God, it was just a beautiful experience. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Joanne, welcome. Could you please unmute yourself and share? Thank you. So nice to have you here.
Thank you. My 3-year-old son got very excited looking at the pictures. We didn't draw it because we came late, but we've taken some photos so we can have a go later together.
Is that Joanne from England?
Yeah.
Joanne, how beautiful.
Oh.
Hello, my gosh, you are grown up.
Oh my God.
He's really enjoying it.
That's nice. Beautiful.
He's enjoying it. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Christa. Thanks everybody.
Hi.
Hi. That's the first time I'm hearing him talk like that. Hi.
And smile.
Yeah, he really loves it. He's been jumping. He really loves it.
Yeah.
Can you share, Relka, please? Thank you.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful experience while doing it. It was giving more peace within myself, and it was really a beautiful experience going within ourselves and working on ourselves. It was a beautiful experience. Thank you so much, Krista.
Krista, my mom is on the phone. She's too shy to speak to you, but my mom, who's 70 plus, is on the forum right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Binaifa, could you share, please, how you're feeling? I really want to learn, Krista, and I will collect a group for you. And so I will talk to you later, and let's really do this, because I think this is amazing.
It doesn't matter how many people, even if it's only 2, it doesn't matter, because it's so much fun and joy.
I'm already there. I'm there. And she's already there. There, we have 2.
I'm also there. Anu, I'm also there.
3, 4. That's
Four,
it.
4. Me too.
5,
Yeah.
5. There we go. We already have the crowd. You just have to tell me when it is possible, what's going to be the energy exchange, and we get it organized. Wonderful. Binaifa, are you there?
Yes. I'm there. I'm sorry I was not able to complete it because my kids were more excited to see how she was drawing. So right now, because I had to do the tarot, I had to actually tell them to leave. I said, switch on the camera and let them see what you all are doing. So they actually thought I switched it on and they were waving out to whoever was virtually looking at them. But now they've run out. So I'm sorry, but I'll do it later. Amazing. Actually, even seeing you do it gave so much of a release. That's beautiful. Amazing. Really love to do this.
I'm going to sit down and complete this. I'm not going to leave it halfway through. I'm just going to sit down and complete it. When I was drawing, I could feel parts of my brain really moving. I could feel a lot of emotion coming up. It's as if I haven't cried and I just need to. So there was a lot happening there.
Amazing.
Okay.
Can we do this with kids, Krista, the same one? Because they want to sit and do it with me. So is that okay?
Can they do it with the kids? Can she do it with her sons? Yeah. Yes.
Many neurographic therapists or specialists are using that with their children, and they just, no matter what problem you try to figure out in your mind and to fix it in your mind, that can create a hamster wheel. But if you put it on paper, it flows and it releases it straight away. You don't think. The moment you are in the flow, it is coming automatically to your hand. The hand is the translator onto the paper from what's going on in the brain. And when you have already the brain pathways, the moment you start drawing and you allow the unexpected move, this is when new synapses are built. And that gets then reorganized the moment you paint it, the moment you stay with your intention, you put your colors in, and then you reintegrate it in your body and in your brain. Yes.
Wonderful. Wow. Thank you so much.
I'm so blessed. Seriously. Now I know why I never gave up. I came very close to giving up on this program. And then it just last 2 days have made me realize that there's so much more. And, we sit in our limited spaces thinking we know it all. We never know it all. We never can know it all. I mean, however talented you are, it's not possible for you to be knowing it all. So why not then take an input from everyone and drive ourselves further? And this is an opportunity. We'll probably never get this kind of time ever again where you're just sitting down and you're forced to sit down and create something. Binayfer, let's do cards.
Anu?
Yes.
Hi, Lata here. I
Yes,
just
sir.
want, there's a painting behind Christa.
Yes, there is. I've been
which
watching
looks
it.
like one of this neurographic paintings. Christa, is it okay for you to share with us what that is?
The NEUROGRAPHIK?
No, the one that is behind you.
You have a painting right behind your back.
Okay. Yes, yes. That is one. Where have I? Hang on a sec. Oh my gosh! I can share a little bit with you what I got. So there is
the one on the wall. The one on the wall.
That's an integration of the 5 elements. We can paint the integration in your body of the 5 elements as well. And that on the wall, I just need to show you the neuro tree. And the neuro tree, I can teach you the neuro tree. And the neuro tree is kind of a psychological. Well, I don't have one here. How do I? Is this so we start with A4, but then we expand into the A3. So the neuro tree is one of the teachings. Hang on a sec. And this is our roots. This is our ancestors. It's what we learned already. So this is the root. Then we have the trunk. The trunk is our personality, is our being, is our learnings. And then we rise up into into our growth and our fruits and what we create and what we support and what we give to the world. And the fruits, the projects here, when they are finished, they fall to the ground here and nurture the earth again and nurture our resources and sustainability again. Yeah, that's the neuro tree. So,
wow, thank you so much. That's really, really beautiful. Thank you.
I'm so excited. I want to learn this.
Yeah.
So with deep gratitude, thank you so much for giving us such beautiful insights into ourselves. And thank you for helping us connect ourselves. We have a small gift for you. Binayfer she's our little angel who does cards and angel cards for everyone. And tarot sometimes she connects. Actually, she's a specialist at Cowdies. Cowdies is shells. She actually plays with shells and gives predictions. Unfortunately, because of the close down and lockdown, we haven't had the shells, but we're going to soon get that. And she's going to be doing it only with the cards today. So go ahead, Binayfer, for our speaker, for somebody who's so beautiful and is going to be connecting us even further if we learn from her.
Thank you. That's a nice surprise.
So, Christa, I picked up 2 cards for you. The first angel card is Danielle, who is saying, I'm the angel of marriage and I am assisting you right now.
I love that.
And the second card is Angel Teresa, who is taking you to look after yourself. She says that you have been too busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yours. So we need to take a break.
But that's too difficult. There are so many people like my children. I can't stop looking after others.
I know.
Myself too.
Yes. Binayfer for Brinda, please.
Sure.
You have any question, Brinda?
For Binayfer?
No, yes, not for Binayfer, for yourself.
For myself, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a time where I'm looking at new directions. and it's pretty confusing and emotionally upheaving. There's an upheaval at times whether I'm doing the right thing. So yeah, that is the question that I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinay, for bringing that magic.
Welcome.
Colors and cards and
Okay. So see, this is a good time for you. I picked up an angel card actually even before you asked the question, so I hung on to it. But it's such a wonderful card. It's Angel Isaiah, who is saying it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes.
Thank you.
So the angels are there, and it's time for you to walk away from an emotional situation which is not serving you any purpose. You know what the situation is. You know maybe if it's a person or an attribute of the person who is troubling you, and this is the time to walk away. And once you do, the road is clear ahead.
Thank you. Yeah.
Most welcome.
wonderful. Let's read cards for Joanne and the little one. Joanne, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's read cards for her. Could you make it free, please?
Okay, I'll have to mute.
Okay, so Joanna, for you, I have picked up two cards. The first is Angel Francesca, who is saying, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. And the second card is Angel Akasha, who is saying you're a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission.
Vinay, you froze. Vinay, yes.
Yes, Anu.
Yeah, you froze for a second. And one more card for the little one.
Yes.
What?
Oh,
That one.
Yeah.
What now?
No.
Okay. So for the little one, I've picked up a card, and the angel is Angel Carissa. She says, for him, he's at the end of a cycle in his life. So call upon the angels to comfort you and guide you through the next step. Happiness awaits you now.
wow. Thank you for that beautiful reading. Let's do for one more person.
Yes.
Let's do for Lata. Actually,
Is that
only.
the question?
Oh, thanks, Anu. That's a bonus. She's already done it for me before. Vinay, for no question, yeah. Just tell me, yeah, I mean, just for success, what do I need to do? There's some things that I'm working towards. What do I need to put in more?
So in the evening, we have Crunchy 3 Talks, which means 3 different speakers will be speaking on 3 very disconnected topics with 3 different personalities showing up. And I am hoping, can I ask Nutan a favor? Can you please ask your son to talk in the evening and just share what his experience is? I know he's very little, but in his own words, don't tutor him, in his own words, if he can just explain to us how he's feeling sitting at home.
Absolutely sure. I'll ask him.
Thank you. I would love to begin
He'll be there.
the program with him because Crunchy looks like a chocolate story and can't do it without a kid. Thank you.
Kid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yes, go ahead.
Okay. Lata, for you, I picked up cards. Now, whatever you're working on, the results are going to be slightly delayed. So these are the tarot cards I've picked up for you. It's there. It's like a ship coming in, which takes time. But when it comes with good. So it's there. The thing that could be blocking you is an emotion.
Hello. Benifer, you got frozen, or has everybody got frozen? Hello? Hello?
Anu, come back.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she's back. She's back.
We can't hear you, Anu. I can't hear you. Are the
You're
others?
mute. Anu, you're mute.
Internet problem, it just goes off. It says, that's enough. Okay, let's wind up with a reading for the whole group. And
Yeah.
so whoever is interested in learning from Christa, please send me your names, put it on the WhatsApp group, and I will then coordinate with Christa and get it organized. Thank you.
So for the whole group, I picked up 2 angel cards. The first is Angel Sandelphon, who is saying, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And the second card is Archangel Jeremiah, who is saying, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I am really, really happy today. Thank you. See you all in the evening
you.
at 9:30.
See you in the evening.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Krista. Thank you, Benifer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Krista. Thank you,
Bye.
Anu.